Hey YouTube, it's obscurevisions again. Here's another video. I've kind of just randomly been getting thoughts in my head, so, just might as well crank out another video while I'm thinking about it. Another issue that I've seen in the pagan community, or in religious communities in general, is this push to force people to make decisions. And I know it's not everybody, not everybody's like this, not everybody feels this way, but I feel like there's this unspoken pressure for people to label themselves. And, I talk about labels, like, I'm not talking about, like, fuck labels, I'm my own person, like I'm a goth or something, whatever. I don't need labels. I mean, labels are good in some contexts. I mean, you can't always expect to be able to sit down with someone and have like a 2 or 3 hour conversation with them and say, well, this is what I believe, and I call it this, but let me tell you everything I believe. Not everybody has that kind of time, and, some people might think that it's lazy, and that, we really should spend more time getting to know each other as human beings, but I mean, there's so many people in the world, there's so many people that you interact with each day. Taking the time to get to know everybody on that deep of a level, it takes a very long time, and you can't really do that with everybody, so we kind of need labels in a sense, but I don't think that, as far as religion goes, there should be a push to make people decide things so quickly. Because one thing that I've learned is that spirituality, religion and spirituality in general, it's not about the end result. It's not about getting to that point where you can apply this label to yourself and fly your flag proudly and say, I am this. This is what I believe. That's not really, the end-all be-all. That's not the biggest benefit of spirituality. To me, it's the journey. That sounds kind of cliche. It's like, it's not where you go, but it's, how you get there. But the journey is what teaches you about yourself. If you talk about spirituality as a means to get to know who you are on the inside and really get to know yourself, on a higher level, it's asking those questions, what do I think about this? Why do I think that way? Do I believe in God? Why do I feel that way? It's asking those questions, not necessarily finding answers to them, but asking those questions that allows you to grow as an individual and to grow spiritually. And that's an ongoing process. Every time you experience something in your life, simple as walking down the street and meeting someone new, nearly getting into a car accident, just random life events can affect your perspective and the way that you look at the world. And the way that you look at the world most definitely affects the way that you look at spirituality. So all of these experiences that you have in your life, and every experience that you continue to have as you grow, can affect your perspective spiritually. So, as I said, it's an ongoing process. You cannot be expected to believe the same thing your entire life. Because if you believed the same thing your entire life, where's the growth? Where's the improvement? Where's the furthering yourself? Where's the, becoming a more developed, a more evolved spiritual being? Where is that process? It's the journey. It's moving from one point to another that causes you to, gain more knowledge, to gain more wisdom, to really get to know yourself better, to become a more developed individual. It's that process of continuously questioning, always questioning, even things that you have felt sure about for years or your entire life, still going back and questioning those things, asking yourself why. Why do I believe this way? Do I still feel this way? Is there something else in my life that has affected my feelings towards this? That kind of thing. That always promotes growth. So, it may not be time for you to have a label for your spirituality. You may not be ready for that yet. And is that a bad thing? No. You may not never have a label for yourself. Is that a bad thing? No. Because it's your spirituality. It's personal. And it's awesome to get to share those kinds of thoughts and those feelings with other people who understand, other people who who aren't going to judge you. But don't feel pressured to label the way you look at the world and the way that you approach deity or the way you feel about spirituality. Don't ever feel pressured to label yourself, because those labels can and will change often. It doesn't mean that you're not confident in yourself or that you're wishy-washy or you're fickle. All that it means is that you evaluate yourself constantly. You don't believe for the sake of believing. You believe because that is the point in your life that you've been brought to. That's, the result of the influence of these experiences that you've had. It's, it's growing, it's learning, it's changing. Religion is fluid. And, a lot of people might disagree with me on that and say, no, religion is like a rock that you must hold on to, and it's your strength to live life and yada yada. But, I'm going to have to agree to disagree on that point, because for me, religion has always been fluid. And, everything that I've learned about different spiritualities I've studied has helped me so much. Not, hindering me by having conflicting perspectives. It's really, it's been a very fluid, a very natural, way to believe. Everything feeds into each other, feeds off of each other, leads you down into different directions, and you always come out of it knowing more than you did before you even thought to look into a new spirituality. So I hope that helps some people to realize that you don't need to label yourself. Don't ever let anyone make you label yourself, because you are who you are spiritually, because that's your decision. That's what your perspective and your life experiences have brought you to. And you should always constantly question, everything. And it's not a bad thing at all. So I guess that's it for now. And if I have any more ideas, I'll post some more videos, and I always welcome your questions. Blessed be.